and a half, constitutes late, by the way, but I think.
Got some nice beards going today. You guys should be deer hunting.
All right, gang. We are live, Mr. Chair, so we can get started.
Okay, well, I will start. I just want to say thank you for being here today. Just as a reminder, as this board meeting is held via Zoom, this committee meeting, first of all, we thank everyone for their patience. I want to just say we ask that all committee members indicate their attendance by saying aye when we do roll call after their name is called, as well as indicate where you are tuning in from. So, just the city, for example, Okemos, East Lansing, if you're out of state. So just reference the city and where you are logged in from. So I will say, let's get moving on. Roll call.
Perfect. Houston.
Aye, reporting in from East Lansing.
Croom.
Present, attending remotely from Leland Township.
Kruger.
Here, attending from East Lansing remotely.
Walsh.
Attending from East Lansing remotely.
Yonkers. I don't believe Audrey's on today. Quinn.
Present remotely from East Lansing.
And Muth. Don't believe he's with us today either. And then Gabby, if you could share with us where you're logging in from.
Yep, I'm tuning in from East Lansing.
And I as well, Amy, am tuning in from East Lansing. Thank you all. We have a quorum.
Okay, well, thank you. Just wanted to also provide a couple of procedural items today. All members of the public will have a chance to address the board during public comment. In terms of process for this meeting, each board member will be called on individually to speak during each item. Board members are asked to please state their name before speaking, making a motion, etc. So we understand who is being referenced there for the minutes and for the record. And all board members may say pass if they do not have a comment for that item. All votes will be taken by roll call vote, meaning that our secretary, Amy, will call each board member's name, and then we will indicate their vote as aye or no on each item. Were there any questions on those items? Okay. All right, so I think with that, we can probably move on to item 1.2 of the agenda, approval of the agenda. So everyone had an opportunity to read through that, and do we have a motion to approve?
Jim Croom, so moved.
Ray Walsh,
Mike,
seconded.
Perfect. I will do a roll call vote. Houston.
Aye.
Croom.
Yes.
Kruger.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, perfect, guys. All right. Item 1.3, consideration to limit public comment to 2 minutes per individual. We'll have that open here. Just read the background. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Downtown Management Board is holding its meetings via the video conferencing platform Zoom in correspondence with MCL 15.263.1. It is the recommendation of the city attorney's office that all city affiliated boards and commissions holding virtual meetings adopt a rule limiting public comment to 2 minutes per individual. If approved, the recommended verbiage is motion to adopt a rule limiting public comment to 2 minutes per individual. I do make a motion to adopt a rule limiting public comment to 2 minutes per individual. This is Justin.
Second.
I will do a roll call vote. Houston.
Yes.
Croom.
Yes.
Kruger,
Yes.
Walsh,
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes.
The motion passes. I am looking, Mr. Chair, and I do not see that we have any attendees. However, it would be obviously still prudent to open this portion up for public comment. And if anybody on the committee has anything they'd like to speak to that is not on the agenda, now is the appropriate time to share that with the committee.
And Amy, would you like me to share the additional information on public comment or with no one?
I think with no one
attending for
present, we're
public comment?
probably okay. Yeah. Unless anybody else on the committee wants to talk about anything else for the good of the order, we can probably move on. Okay, seeing no one interested in public comment, then we're going to move on to the financial report. So before you, you do have the preliminary November treasurer's report, obviously because we're only partway through November. As I often do, I think I'm going to draw your attention to the second page first. So expenditures thus far, we obviously have our salaries and benefits that support Gabby and Marissa's salaries, which are great, as well as the computer rental. We did process payment for the Great Pumpkin Walk photo contest advertisements that went on social media. So the board had approved it to $400 in advertisements. And so those have now been expended to date. We also have the November call loop, which is that text messaging system that we keep, and sort of an online presence that we keep online for like downtown East Lansing construction updates. So that is part of that $29 per month fee. After today, the goal is to have and to announce winners of the photo contest. And so we are anticipating then that we will expend the $600 in prepaid Visa gift cards for those individuals. And then we'll also award both the winners and honorable mentions, the parking validations. Other pending items are payments to Piper and Gold. They have begun their work with us for the promotion of downtown businesses. They have not yet invoiced us, but we still show that as an encumbrance of $10,000. Holiday installations. I just got the good news that our wreath and garland are in, or I'm sorry, wreath and bows are in. So those are in. So those are going to be coming up very soon. So that's just again an encumbered fee of the total amount that we'll pay to Shine Lighting. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. But to date, we are currently on budget essentially, and you've only expended a little more than $5,000 or so under contract services marketing, but you certainly have a significant amount encumbered. So you have about $35,000 or so that you expect and anticipate to pay, likely by the end of, I would say by the end of December. So does anybody have any questions for me? If not, we can move on. All right. Well, maybe it's the time everybody's been looking for. I don't know if all of you have had a moment to take a quick look at the photos, but we did actually receive 93 photo submissions. So I think that was a very strong, reputable number. We got a lot of great photos. It was actually pretty difficult for staff to kind of narrow some things down. We obviously, these are some of the photos, but we stuck to those that we felt for the most part, fell within the criteria. So hopefully they had pumpkins. The majority of them had costumes on, some with kids, some with pets. I can tell you some, I can tell you all, but like, for example, this Kelly Dubé, like that, they're all first year pre-med students, right, that dressed up for Halloween. So obviously on this last page, this was the scoring rubric. So this is what staff sort of referenced. I don't know if the committee kind of had time to glance at that, but what we were sort of anticipating from the beginning was, points 1 through 5, the categories were use of the theme, so presence of pumpkins, costumes were the subjects in costume, whether that was adults, children, or pets. Creativity, were they perhaps posing or doing something fun? And then, was it perhaps East Lansing focused? The one item I wanted to share with you is that the majority of individuals, the majority of individuals just submitted a couple of photos each, but at the same location, if that makes sense. The reason that we provided you with these 5 is because this family kind of explained that they went on sort of their own little tour throughout the entire downtown. And so they have 5 different locations in the downtown that they took photos. So they made it sort of their own scavenger hunt, they said, via COVID. So we just wanted to kind of show you that. They were the only ones that took photos in different locations. So we wanted to just kind of bring that to your attention. So the first place prize will be awarded $300 in a prepaid Visa gift card. The second place will be $200 in a prepaid Visa gift card. The first will be $100 in a prepaid Visa gift card. All of them will receive $25 in parking validations. And then there will be 8 honorable mentions that will receive parking validations to the downtown. So I think at this point, I'm really going to hand it over to the committee for discussion of, I don't know if folks have had an opportunity to glance at these very carefully to kind of decide who they might like best. Obviously, it's kind of a PDF quality, so I recognize that. I will say that we've probably received 5 or 6 emails in the last week asking me when are the winners going to be announced. So there is some interest on the part of the submissions.
Are any of those people who contacted you featured over here?
Yes. Yes, but that is not why they were featured. Let me be clear. Yes. We also did indicate for you in the rubric those that were taken downtown. So those that we obviously could verify. That is the People's Church. I'm sure many of you probably figured that out, but the witch is at the People's Church, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But the rest of them are in and then the rest of them, just indicated that they were taken perhaps at private residences or, in parks in East Lansing. So being in East Lansing wasn't a requirement, but we certainly appreciated it from a downtown East Lansing perspective. That's on campus. That's certainly just at home. So
We need to pick like 11 photos.
you do.
How many are there?
25, I believe. Let me count really quick.
You're having trouble hiding your excitement level, Mike.
23. I apologize. There's 23. So we narrowed it down from 92 to 23, and you guys have to select 11 of them.
Well, I feel like the rubric, is pretty guiding for, costume, right? And then, having a pumpkin in there is positive. So, I think that there's probably a good number that we can maybe rule out. Rule out anything that doesn't have a costume and or pumpkin. And I think that might weed it down pretty far from my first glance at it.
I gotta say, I love the pumpkin heads. They are
Yeah.
in downtown and very
Yeah.
creative.
That was
agree
one of
with
the
that.
first ones that jumped out at me.
I like that they're just kind of chilling downtown. That was what I liked about that one.
Yeah, I agree too. It's very creative.
I liked the ones that where the family did do the tour. Now it wasn't just because there were multiple photos. Just I do like the fact that it looks like they did go though around downtown, and that's always nice. So I also like the PJ Masks representation there. So Catboy. I think that's pretty good. Do we select one of those photos then that they supplied as the winner of the photo?
I would say that, yes. So one isn't that, this is obviously in Ann Street Plaza. This is outside of sort of the CVS along Albert Avenue. Staff had initially kind of looked at this one with the kids in front of the tree.
I like that one. It's
sort of thought about. Or here, but this one, it's just like, it's a pumpkin. We weren't specific, it's a pumpkin pale, but it's not pumpkin. So we had kind of selected this one as sort of our favorite.
Okay. So I think that, I mean, I would put that in the top 11 along with the
Okay.
pumpkin heads.
Okay.
Yep. Same here. Same here.
Okay.
I like the first 5, all the ones that are downtown.
Yeah, the
One.
witch in front of the church is nice. I like that one. The artistry of the Juliana one downtown, I like the kind of blurred background. It's a good shot.
Mhm.
Effort, so that's good. I would agree with the first 5. That those are all solid choices in there.
And then, okay, and so then Nana and Alexandra.
Can you zoom a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just, I'm kind of looking at it through there, and I had it up, but now I don't have it up anymore, and I'm kind of peeking at it, remembering what I saw before. So, okay, great.
And obviously, I'll be frank, the quality is better, right? Because I had to PDF these, but the
Yeah.
image quality is better. Is this better for everybody? You wanna
Yes,
move
that's
over?
perfect.
Sure. Okay, so that's one. That would be the second one that people liked. I think of the family, people were leaning towards this one with the kids.
Yeah, I like that.
That's in the median. And then the pumpkin heads. So there's those 5.
So why don't we select six more, and then we can narrow it down after that
Yep.
once we get our 11.
Okay.
I would nominate the hedgehog guy. I think that's pretty cool.
This one?
And that little guy there. Yeah. And the one right above it.
So this little dog, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the little dog and the hedgehog, okay?
Yeah.
If we're going with a sacrilegious witch in front of the church, we should probably go with the baby torture
The baby.
in the pumpkin. The baby in the pumpkin.
Oh, yes, okay. This one?
Not downtown, but yeah.
Yeah.
They could have rolled it downtown. That would have been impressive.
I like it.
I don't know if my pediatrician would agree that we should do that downtown, but. Okay. And let me know if I'm just scrolling through these too quickly. So those were first-year medical students. Obviously just kind of trick-or-treating in the neighborhood, I think. This is also a medical student in front of Sparty. This is obviously just a home, but it does not have pumpkins. So I think we had decided to, and this one doesn't have pumpkins either. Cats, several cats.
I like the person in front of Sparty.
The one in front of Sparty.
Yeah. It's got pumpkin dressed up. They made some effort there.
Yep. Okay.
What is the cat with the veil?
So I can go back to it, right? I think it was, oh, maybe I skipped it, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can look. And it looks like there's a
Pumpkin in the back.
I think, and I'm wondering if this was a play off of, I don't want to misspeak, but that looks like a hand. I think maybe it was supposed to be Wilson from that Tom Hanks movie. Does everybody know what I'm talking about?
Castaway.
Thank you. I think that might be a play off of that.
Well, there is a pumpkin in the.
Wilson.
Yeah, you've never seen the movie. Wilson is this volleyball that is with Tom Hanks on this island. And anyway, he names it Wilson so that he doesn't go mad.
Yeah.
If we've got room, we probably ought to let the 4 med students in, given that it's COVID time and they made the effort. Got some pumpkins.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
Was there another cat further down? Was there another cat further down, I thought?
Let me look. I think it was higher up, Ray.
Hmm?
I think it might be the very last picture.
Look.
It's like a
Oh,
cat
really?
bench.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Gabby.
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Okay.
How many more do we have to choose? What are the empty slots?
That is the last. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 selected.
Okay, so we have two left to select.
So there
for the
are
top
2
11.
left. Yes. And if we don't love these, I could obviously I could start clicking through other submissions as well.
You go to the there we go, down to the
Rubric.
rubric one more time, just so I think we can all have another
Absolutely.
peek at the rubric, make sure. So
Yep.
the pumpkins, I think we've made that a key thing. Subjects and costumes. So they have to be wearing costume, can't just be a pet. Creativity, posing. I think we've selected most of the ones that were really creative and posing downtown. East Lansing focus, that gets an extra point. But I think we've already selected those. So
Yeah.
I think we've gotten the most creative pets in there.
Are there any little kids that we left out that we need to give love to?
Yeah, I'm thinking like kids, getting them, I'm gonna be honest, getting kids dressed up in costumes is a challenge in and of itself. And so even without a pumpkin, the effort to engage and do that is still pretty good. So if we can find some kids.
Do the Costco one.
There's that one.
The Costco one's pretty good. There's
Costco. And then there's also, perhaps that could be like an honorable mention. And then there's this little toddler.
Okay, let's do Costco because I think that's a resonation. That's funny. That's humorous right there.
Okay, so you have 1 spot remaining. There's also the Star Wars, if you were looking for costumes. I don't know. It was in an apartment in East Lansing. So I don't know if that interests people.
Any cool little
Sure.
kids in the photos we're not seeing off the top of your head?
Lots of kids submissions. If I were to guess, it's about 50-50 about whether or not they were in costumes or not. So it's about 50-50. But they didn't have pumpkins. So that was one of the reasons we didn't necessarily include them. But yeah, I mean, there were some pretty clever submissions. If you'd like, Marissa had sent me some of her opinions with a few more than this. I could pull that up quickly. Yeah, I think we went with most of the kids. There is just one other photo of probably like a 4-year-old playing with pumpkins, but not dressed up in costume. So, other thing I can do is, Sorry guys, I'm just bringing this up quickly. Let's see if I can share this with you. So are you guys seeing my email right now with like all of the photo submissions?
Just an email.
Okay. So I believe that we selected one of hers, but like this is, you can see that like people.
We're not, I'm sorry, we're just seeing your email. We're not seeing an email with pictures.
Oh, okay.
We're just seeing your inbox
Okay.
without reading or judging, I promise.
No, that's okay. Okay. I'm trying to think.
Can I nominate the Star Wars kids as the final 11th submission?
I support that. Star Wars is always a cult favorite.
Okay. So then you have your 11. Let me bring you back to the board screen. This was the other one that Marissa had kind of liked, but again, it wasn't a. Okay, so you have your 11. I know that you guys had said that the top 5 were kind of the biggest interest. So I don't know if you want to, while I pull this back up, if you want to choose amongst the top 5, who is like 1, 2, 3, or you know how you would like to proceed. So top 5 included Pumpkinheads, The Witch, The Girl Walking Across the Clock Tower, The Family of 5, and she kind of called herself a goddess, like a goddess character in the, she had kind of like a sci-fi looking costume on. I don't know if folks have a strong opinion on who should be 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place of those.
I'm a Pumpkinhead fan.
I'll nominate the first 2 plus the Pumpkinhead as at least top 3.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, I don't know. Are we going to offend the church by having a witch in the church?
I don't think. I mean,
either that or the 2 little kids that have like the group of, or you know, the 5 or 6 photos.
Yeah, were any of those kids that we just nominated though? Just not saying that that's a requirement. Just
no, they were not. The Pumpkinheads look like college students to me. The Witch and the other looked like college students to me. The kid.
Well, the two little kids with a group of photos. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the Pumpkinheads, the kids, and the clock tower would be my top 3.
Pumpkinheads, kids, clock tower. Okay, I'm just writing these down as I try to figure out. And do we have strong opinions? Is there perhaps a motion someone wants to entertain in terms of what should be first? So this is not the original packet, but at least it shows you. So this was one. This was one. And I can find the one with the other kids. This one. So those are the top 3 we're discussing right now. Everybody's contemplative.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're back. Can everybody see this now? The original packet. So William is in the running. Juliana is in the running. This is in the running right now as 1, 2, 3.
And we've decided on those, right? For the 1, 2, 3. Now you're
Is
asking
that
us-
our order? I guess that's my question. Is that our order that you've selected, you think? Are we thinking the which is 1? First place, I guess I should say. So are we thinking the which is first place, Juliana is second place, the children are third place? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I did like the witch photo. I thought it was well done. It's artistic, really well dressed up. Has the pumpkin. It's clearly in East Lansing. It's a landmark in East Lansing. So I like that one. I did like the tower one because it has the stay safe, stay open. She's wearing a mask. She's all dressed up. It's artistic. So like I'm kind of torn between those two. Clock Tower is also very iconic of downtown East Lansing versus the church, which is iconically downtown, but not, representative of the downtown necessarily. So, yeah, so that's kind of where I think I stand on those ones. I don't know if someone wants to be the tiebreaker.
I'll second. Clock Tower, which kid?
Okay. I go for that.
Okay, so first place, so the motion would be that the clock tower is awarded first prize, the witch is awarded second prize, the kids are awarded third prize, correct?
That sounds good to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And then the others that you referenced would all be honorable mention. And I wrote down the names. So it would be the submission of April, Sydney, there's one with Sparty, the one with the students, the Costco, the Star Wars. So I believe, let me pull this back out for a second. So these two would obviously be honorable mention. In fact, I think that all would essentially be honorable mention except for the cat submission. And this one, I believe. Is everyone comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. So I need a formal motion to award the winners. And then I think you can just say, and, provide honorable mention as indicated to staff or something. They can just form a motion saying the clock tower
So
photos
moved.
first. Perfect. Is there a second?
Second.
Justin seconded. I think Ray seconded
I will
too.
do a roll call vote. Houston,
Yes.
Kroom,
Yes.
Kruger,
Yes.
Walsh,
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes.
All right, the motion passes. We will, as staff, get in touch with all the winners and, work out with them how they'd like to receive their prize. So thank you all for that one. I know there's a little bit of work that went into that.
We're going to send some information to City Pulse and State Journal. And is that the advertising agency's job?
No, I think we can certainly, I don't mind at all working with Michael Fry and maybe putting out a little press release, just announcing who won and who was honorable mention and, sending that over to the Pulse and the LSJ. I can also tell Kate Snyder with Piper and Gold what we've selected, because she's actively working and reaching out to media outlets right now as well as part of the campaign. So hopefully somebody will pick up on it. I think that'd be great.
Also, maybe M Live, because sometimes they put things on their websites that go internationally, and it'd be good to get the publicity. I haven't seen too many people doing that right now.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay.
We got Michigan State News too.
Yep. Okay, we can work on that. All right, and we will have all of the submitters also sign a waiver saying that we are free to use if we wish. So that would be good for our marketing materials as well. And we do photo, obviously we share their names, so we do give them photo credit if necessary. So, okay. All right, well, I think with that, we are willing to and able to move on to the next item, which is enhancement of relationship with EL residents and consideration of purchase of support local yard signs. So I know in the last board meeting, there was some discussion about how we could continue to really reach out to neighborhood liaisons and try to encourage and engage East Lansing residents to, consider specifically supporting, their downtown merchants. So staff kind of, thought about this a little bit in more detail, and we brainstormed one idea where perhaps we could buy some yard signs. And, perhaps they'd be bright colors. I think the sky's the limit in this, but maybe just have some very simple verbiage that says like support local, or, support local businesses, or, something of that nature. And then maybe put like the downtown East Lansing logo. I was able to talk with the city's sign ordinance. He's not technically an officer, but administrator, if you will. And he shared with me that really the content is pretty open-ended. So, we would have flexibility on if you want it to say specific verbiage, or if you want it to say, have the DMB logo or not, that's okay. Obviously, we would want the buy-in of perhaps like the council of neighborhood presidents to kind of see if we would actually, have a lot of interest for residents to put these out there. But in terms of concept, I think we wanted to bring it to you. Generally speaking, we've received a couple of quotes today and yesterday, and it looks like most of these, sort of corrugated cardboard, more long-lasting yard signs go for about $8 to $10 each. So, I think that if we were serious about doing this, we might want to spend, at least, $500 to $1,000 on, kind of this type of campaign or engagement. So I also know that, Chair Houston had reached out a while ago saying that some neighborhoods are starting to use the Nextdoor app. So I did include a little bit of information about that in your packet also. Obviously for that, again, we'd need the neighborhoods to buy into it, but it might be a good way to perhaps survey them, or, get that initial, vote of support and get people to say, yeah, absolutely. If you guys create something, we'll put it out there. This is just a mock-up. It is not anything our graphic designer did. It's just something that I've seen other municipalities do. So I just want to give you like a visual of, what something could potentially look like. So it's a very rough idea, very rough concept, but we just wanted to bring it to the committee for further discussion to see if you guys like it. If you guys hate it, that's okay too. But we were just, again, trying to engage, East Lansing residents and trying to get them to think about, obviously supporting our merchant community. So.
I think that this is, I'll be, transparent that, I'd kind of mentioned the Nextdoor polls. I think that, I've engaged in a couple, I've seen them be used well, I think by a municipality itself. I think it would be really strong ability to kind of get different neighborhood input, and we can kind of gauge whether or not there's any traction for any ideas we have. I don't know how much it would get used, but I think that would be, it may be a minimal effort, low cost, maybe even zero cost way to engage with those communities. And then I think that if we live in those areas or people are within those areas, then we can share those polls with, within that app. or our network. So I think that's interesting. I think the yard signs is also something that, maybe the problem would be like, I've heard a lot about yard signs getting stolen, during the election. I think that's probably more politically motivated, but in this case, I think that having some, ability to kind of put something out there that gets people thinking about shopping downtown as they're driving, back into their neighborhood or, down the road, that they are reminded about the local businesses that are there, that they may be driving past or not thinking about going online. And the challenge is it's always more difficult to shop, small business, particularly in the pandemic, as more shutdowns are, pending or whatever it might be. But I know a lot of small businesses that are being very creative in how they deliver things to, their services to their customers. We've made an effort to even purchase things from small businesses. They've delivered them hand to our door. These small businesses versus mailing it because it's too expensive to ship. I think that those kinds of adaptations are really big, and it may take a little bit more effort for us to shop those places, but I think it's good to remind people that that's an important part of their community, and without them, they may not want to live here anymore, right? So I think it's a good reminder if we can try and find a way to communicate that, and I'm sure there's a good way to do it. Doesn't seem like that'd be a waste of money compared to other things that we've spent money on and look to do. But
Yeah, well said, Justin. I think I love the yard sign thing. It would be great if we could make it sort of ungeneric. It says support local business, which I get. If we could get an East Lansing in there and somehow personalize it more to East Lansing. I know there's only so much room, but I'm not the creative mind to figure out what to put on there.
No,
Would
I
that be
think we can absolutely do that.
put maybe the clock tower or something as
Yep.
a symbol, so there's like symbolism on it, as well as then the text of support your local businesses, and then have the clock tower, and maybe that's enough to, if it's green, if it's our green, if it's branded in our way. I think you're right. The branding of the one that was shown clearly, as Amy said, was generic.
Yeah.
I think with branding, I think you're right, Jim, that would be best to say like shop our local businesses, not, and just any local business necessarily, because that's what we're trying to get at. So yeah, I think that's a good.
Our would work, or if we can work ELN, most people get that. I don't know. Just some thoughts.
Yeah. Like support our local businesses with the clock tower, support EL businesses, and yeah, absolutely. With the clock tower, maybe again. Okay.
Yeah.
Our high power marketing firm might have an idea.
Right. I know they're a little pricey, $8 to $10 each. So, if we spent $500, we'll only get 50 signs. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring it to you to see if there was interest, which it sounds like there might be, and then maybe take it to the full board for some additional funding. So that's really, I just wanted to kind of spitball the initial concept and see what folks thought. But it sounds like people might think that this is a good investment.
Yeah.
For right now.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Shut down again for a couple weeks. So, okay. Any other thoughts on it? Otherwise, I can work with our graphic designer, Archie. She's going to be working remotely, but she is still working 3 days a week. So I could work with her and do some mock-ups and maybe send those out to you guys, see what you think. And then maybe take it to the full board for our December, I think it's December 1st meeting, and get some final buy-in so we could do some purchasing. Does that work for everybody? Cool. Okay, guys. All right. And obviously, I know that along Grand River, it gets a little more difficult because MDOT controls the median, but if you guys do see some other signage or some banners that you think, hey, can we do this? Please, feel free to reach out to me and we'll try to, keep that in mind and work that out. So let us know. Okay.
Do we still have that banner site by the Roadhouse?
We do. Yep. It gets reserved pretty quickly, but usually I'm able to work my magic and tell them that the downtown merchant community is really important. So I can certainly check on it though. And then actually, for some things, I've been able to get like a separate post actually put up, like for census, for example. They agreed to just put something up for a long time. So I think we have a strong argument as to why they should put up signage for us. Are you thinking a banner, Jim? Is that what you're thinking? Like support?
Yeah. If we already have the
banner.
posts, it's a
Yeah.
pretty prominent location.
It
And
is.
we already have the posts. Yeah.
It is. And we also have that one at along Saginaw over by Patriarch as well, if that interests you guys. So yeah, we can get some quotes on that. Absolutely. Great idea. Okay. All right. Well, the last thing on the agenda is just some initial discussion. So actually, Mr. Houston sent this along to me the other day as well. We were just thinking that we would probably start sending out some professional tips to businesses. So the SBA actually put out some tips about holiday, support concepts. Sorry, this PDF has all of the things in it. It's certainly something that, I'm happy to, share with downtown merchants. I think we just kind of wanted to dialogue and see, make sure that maybe there's something that you guys know, you guys enroll in, or, you guys get feedback from professional groups. And if so, if you want staff to start looking into those, as we kind of go into more remote work again, we're happy to do that. But this one was the SBA Small Business Holiday Tips. So, I think that we can certainly, send that out via email, but I didn't know if you guys subscribe to any, or if you guys ever see anything with, SBTDC or, anything like that, please always feel free to forward them on to us because we're happy to share those. This one relates specifically to Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. But just wanted to kind of, get some buy-in. And I think to that front, just so everybody knows, right now we are registering our downtown East Lansing businesses. So they're registering to be signed up so that they can, we will promote any Black Friday deals that they might have. So as those come in, we'll continue to promote those. We did drop off Toys for Tots containers to the businesses last Friday. I recognize that might be a little challenging for our restaurants now, but the retail providers and actually some of the apartment complexes are still hopefully going to collect toys. So that has not been postponed. We're just going to kind of work within the realms of what is accessible to the businesses. So we're just trying to continue to promote. The holiday market, unfortunately, at this point has been put on pause just due to the order of MDHHS and how many people can congregate at one time. But we are planning to do the market. It's just definitely not going to happen in November. And I don't know if we should plan on December yet. So I wanted to just kind of bring that to everybody's attention on where we're at with stuff. But earlier today, I sent out information about grant and loan opportunities. We're going to continue to share those with businesses. I personally still administer a small business, grant program funded through the federal government. We're going to send out reminders to businesses there because we obviously realize that with, some of the new, orders taking effect tomorrow, that there are going to be, some significant changes for businesses again. So.
Can we
Amy,
do we reserve a space in the what's that newsletter that goes out in East Lansing? Are we
the dialogue?
Yeah, are we posting the same local business message in each dialogue? Can we get space in there? That's pretty important.
Featuring a business, is that what you're thinking, Jim? Is that the one?
Just a reminder for everyone, all the citizens that read it to shop local.
Shop local.
Yeah, just some
shop local, support local.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice. It's sort of free.
Yeah, I have no problem. In fact, Michael Fry just tried to call me during this meeting, so I have no problem calling her back and saying, hey, what are the odds? Because I know the e-dialogue, I think usually goes out weekly, and the printed goes out 3 times a year, but the e-dialogue goes out weekly, so. And then
is there anything that drives people? I mean, some of the retailers must have, maybe not applicable to bars and restaurants, but some of them must have web sales that they do. That I don't know if we could help with, reminder that folks have websites and you can purchase there, locally.
Oh, I see, driving them, saying, hey, by the way, check out your local businesses and here's the directory.
Yeah, the businesses probably do it if they have a website, but
yeah,
I don't know how many businesses are switching
the majority
to that
of them
format.
Have web pages. A couple just have Facebook pages, but the majority have web pages, I would say. Yeah. And Mike, were you going to say something?
I was just going to mention the grant that you sent out earlier, and I think I responded to your email, but you indicated in the email that the deadline was tomorrow. I think the grant actually opens tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I can
The
send out a
deadline is
clarification.
tomorrow.
That's good to know.
Yeah. You may need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure, because that's what Adam came in to chat with me about the other day. And, the funds are available
Absolutely.
first come, first serve, but I think it's open.
Beginning
We were
tomorrow.
thinking of-
Okay. I apologize. That
We
was
were
my,
thinking of opening up our roof on a second floor and putting tables out there for outdoor seating, but I think we decided against that. Oh well, that was a joke.
I was like, really?
I was trying to envision your second floor, so you had me thinking.
Okay.
Well, we have in the past, we have had meetings up there. We had the Clarion Science Fiction Writers Workshop took group photos on our porch. So at one time we had a display there of rocket ships and spaceships, but unfortunately the graffiti artists liked it too and made a real mess of it. So we had to kind of paint it over. That was many years ago. But yeah, we have a Facebook page and we have a website, and we try to promote other businesses as well, and you know, visiting East Lansing too.
Okay. All right. Anything else kind of for the good of the order? I know I let you off the hook. I didn't have 10 agenda items today because I feel like I've been picking on you guys lately. So tried to.
Well,
give you a little-
we are participating in the East Lansing Small Business Call football edition that the Lansing Regional Chamber of Commerce is
Yep.
providing, but I'm not sure how many people are calling right now. That maybe December 7th through 12th might be a little bit better. It's not quite 3 weeks away, but we'll just have to hope it gets better as things change.
Yep. And Ray, I know that several of you actually on the call are participating in that, and we can absolutely send out reminders on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. I'm just making a note on my notepad. Should do that tomorrow. But Mike, yeah, I'm going to send the clarification out tonight so that people aren't confused. Thanks for catching that. Okay. All right, all. Well, unless anybody has anything else, you
I have one other comment. The downtown lives. What's the name of that group, Amy? So
Downtown Lansing Inc. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Who we were talking about?
Yes, Downtown Lansing Inc. is. They have they had a program where if you signed up, you could use their retail space that was vacant. You could use their window space to promote your Lansing business. We're one of the businesses that signed up for it. Unfortunately, it's closed right now, but I was thinking about what we might be able to do with some of the vacant space signs or areas that we have currently in East Lansing, of which there seem to be like 15 or 20 spots that we could put up some sort of promotion for other businesses in East Lansing or other areas, but preferably East Lansing, to make it more attractive. Having dead storefronts doesn't help anybody, and if we could put up displays of some sort, if the realtors or the landlords are agreeable to it. The one downtown, we had a choice of locations initially. They chose the location or approved the location, and but they also would give you the dimensions that you had 190 inches and by 7 feet high space, so you could, in case you couldn't go down there right away. But it'd be much better. They used to have Santa Claus displays in some of the old Jacobson storefronts, but the person doing that passed away, and they haven't done that. That was for the MSC Museum. But I was just wondering what our thoughts might be to do that.
I mean, I'm happy to bring it up at the next, with other staff, Ray. I would be interested in speaking with Downtown Lansing Inc. to hear exactly how they did that, since we do have so many commercial properties that are privately owned. But hopefully, perhaps hopefully private business owners would see the, or commercial owners would see the benefit of that. But yeah, that's my initial thought process with it, is just that, we'd have to obviously get the buy-in of the property owner.
That'd be fine. Great, that would be fine. If we can do that, I just like to have something other than dead storefronts available.
Sure.
I have one right next to me, and the longer we put something in it that, even Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, excuse me, from various residents if necessary, it would be nicer than just having a ugly for sale for rent signs. Okay, enough said.
Okay. All right. Well, I can continue to keep folks updated. The Business Relations Committee is scheduled to meet on Friday, and they are actually going to meet with the CEO of YIFT. That's that gift card program that we had approved at the last board meeting, to kind of talk about finalizing sort of bonus and incentives. So hopefully we're going to get that rolling here very, very quickly, so that it'll be in place before, December holidays. So thank you all very, very much. And obviously, if you guys need anything else, you guys can feel free to email or call me. Gabby and I will primarily be working remotely right now for the next 3 weeks, but we will be checking our emails, and please feel free to call me. I'll be checking both my work phone and my cell phone. So.
Do you need us to motion for adjournment?
That would be great.
Okay, well, I will make the first motion for adjournment.
Second.
All right.
Yeah, just regular.
I will do a roll call vote. Oh, we'll switch it up this time. Houston.
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes.
Kroom.
Yes.
Kruger.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
All right, the motion passes. Thank you very much, everybody. You can expect to receive information from me about business relations if you're on that, and then the next board meeting will be December 1st.
Thank you, Amy.
Cool.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Gabby. Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.